Proposition 6. If a point is taken on the surface of a cone, and a line is drawn from that point such that it's parallel to some line on the base of the cone, which is perpendicular to the axial triangle, that constructed line will be bisected by the axial triangle if it is produced through the cone. We start with a cone with a vertex A and a base BC. The axial triangle I'll work with is triangle ABC for convenience, so we'll draw the line BC. We will pick any point D, which is on the surface of the cone, but not on lines AB or AC. So some point here. I'll call it D. We also must pick a random point M on the circumference of the base of the cone. And from M, we will construct a line MN, which is perpendicular to the base of the cone. Then from D, we will construct a line DE, which is parallel to the line MN. And DE, where E is any point along this line extended. So this is our construction at the start of the proposition. What we want to prove is that if we extend DE all the way to the other side of the cone, the portion of the line in the cone will be bisected by the plane of the axial triangle ABC. Now on to the proof. Our first step is to connect A to D and produce it to the base circle at some point K. Then let's draw a line from K perpendicular to the line BC. We will label this H and this L. Now this line is parallel to the line MN because we've constructed both of these lines perpendicular to the line BC. And two lines perpendicular to the same line are parallel to one another. And so it's also parallel to DE because we know we drew DE parallel to MN. Now let's join AH and AL. We now have a triangle ALK, and we know that the line DE is in the plane ALK because LK is parallel to DE. So if we produce DE in this direction, it will intersect with AL at some point. Let's label that point G. It will also intersect with AH at some point for the same reason. We'll label this point F. So now we know that if produced, DE does hit the other side of the conic surface because point G is on the surface. But now the question is, are the lines DF and FG equal? Because we want to know if the plane of the axial triangle bisects the line DE, and DG is the line we need to bisect, and F is where it meets the axial triangle. So for the plane ABC to bisect the line DG, it would need to bisect at the point F, and that would make DF equal to FG. So that's the relationship we're looking for going forward. So this is a very busy section of our diagram, so I'm going to redraw just the triangle ALK out to the left. So the line DG was parallel to the line LK, so you'll see that we have similar triangles. Another thing that we know from Euclid, I believe Prop 3.3, but I could be misremembering, is that the diameter of a circle bisects lines drawn perpendicular to it. So here we have the circle BC, and the line KL was drawn perpendicular to it. So the lines KH and HL will be equal. Now let's go back to these similar triangles. The triangles ADF and ALH are similar in the sides DF and LH correspond. Similarly, the triangles AFG and AHK are similar, and the sides FG and HK correspond. So we can set up a ratio from Euclid 6:4, I believe, as KH is to HL, GF is to FD. And we know what ratio LH and HK have to one another because they're their ratio of equality due to Euclid 3:3. So GF and FD must have the same relationship. So DF is equal to FG. And point F is where the line crosses the axial triangle, which it was drawn perpendicular to.